Okay, from the habits, as the moon goes around a month, the first 30 days of your life, you go through each day, but after about a month, your basic patterns of going to sleep, whether you're liking sleeping, whether you like eating, whether you feel close to your mom, they're already set in that first month of your life. And they're really anchored in by the first 3 months of your life, which we hardly remember anything consciously of. But so the moon then becomes the memories. Something you did before, you remember. You have a feeling about something in the past that makes you feel secure or not. Or even if you feel angry, you remember angry things. If you feel good today, you might reflect and remember good things. So our memory is really conditioned by what we're feeling now, and going back to have all the things that happen similar to. If we have an anxiety now, we tend to remember all the times we had anxiety previously. When we're having anxiety, we don't remember all the nice things, we remember the worry things. So the moon picks up these anxieties, and it's our sense of security being affected by it. So this point is, it's really important to be able to live now in the moment, feeling secure and feeling okay. It lets you remember the past better, remembers the good things in the past. If you don't feel good now, that's what you're going to remember, all the bad things. And this continued in a bad habit for a long time can make the difference between being healthy or sick, or happy or unhappy. So one of the things, nice things about the moon, it's your monthly cycle, it's the monthly way we live. And if you get sick, every day you can change your habits. You can eat something better, you can do something better, you can fix how you're living day to day. And each day you do that, so each day you don't smoke, or each day you don't have the bottle of pop, or you just eat well, and you stay away from the junk food. Each day you do that, you're going to feel a little bit better the next day. Each day you experience some happiness or some light in your life. That's going to improve your memories tomorrow, and you'll remember a little bit happier, a little bit happier. And so we can have whole periods that are difficult, whole periods that are good, and we remember, oh, that was so good, I don't have that now. That was so bad, I'm glad I'm living differently now. But as you're consciously living here now each day, this is the magic of healing. If you put good energy, if you put half an hour of 5 minutes of good energy today, it's going to affect your memories and your dreams tomorrow. If you do that every day for a month, it's going to change your life. Even 5 minutes difference from any habit. So we often get caught in habits, I can't quit smoking, or I couldn't do those, I couldn't do that. We're imposing that. It isn't necessarily so. It's I won't do this, I won't do that. And in the end, living is a life and death scenario. We live until we die. And when we start going against the forces of life, we're not going to live that long. It's going to have its effect. And the attitude with which we remember of all the things that have happened to make us secure and not secure, that we've done, that have happened to us, that came from our mom, our dad, the school we went to, the home we came through, the friends we have or didn't have, everybody has this matrix of experience. So the moon represents your memory of what you remember, but it can be very fluctuating, what different things that you remember. But you'll remember things with certain attitudes and in certain ways. It's not just a linear thing. There's a lot of different choices, a lot of different ways that we can reflect on things. But our style, the things that we want to remember the most, we'll see in the sign that the moon is in. You don't want to have a clear definition of the moon. It represents so much. So if we live here now, this moment, everything before this moment is not real. Everything before this moment now is just a memory. Even when you got the computer, even when you clicked in, when you logged into the webinar, that's a memory because you're here now. So anything before this moment is a memory. That's your moon. And of all the things you've done, how many do you remember at any one time? You can only remember so many. We go through so many stages and pieces of the moon that we remember this, that, we reflect on many things. And every time we have a memory, it pulls us back a little bit more into the past and takes us away from living completely here. Or it affects The attitude affects how you're living here. So the idea is to live completely enlightened and awake in the moment now without being attached to past or future. Just being alive and dynamic. But memories are like the chains we drag along with us. So, and we hit people with us, we meet people, we hit people with our memory chains. If you know me, you gotta know I've been through 3 divorces. If you know me, you gotta know I got sickness, or you gotta know I used to play football, or you gotta know I did, like, there's certain things that if someone knows you, they gotta know, or you wouldn't feel secure with them. They gotta know your mom, they gotta feel okay, they gotta be at your house. So if you meet someone just at work, you don't see much of their moon. You might get a certain sense of feeling and sympathy, but when you run into moons, when you live with someone, when you sleep with them, when you eat you're sharing the bathroom, you're sharing the kitchen, you're running into each other's habits. So at a certain level, that happens at a workplace. But we can be objective and maintain a certain facade outside and still have our own habits inside. No one knows if you're overeating or drinking on the side or whatever, or needing or not getting enough nutrition, and you're getting sick from not eating things that you don't even know. I mean, when we're growing up, what's normal, our normal habits is how we grow up. And our normal habits from our parents are not always the best habits. Sometimes lucky people have that. Sometimes that's not so, you don't have that, and we have to grow through not being healthy and having to learn how to live properly. So if you have any codependency problems, or you're working with kids that are adults, or people who have alcohol or drug dependencies and problems, they got bad habits. They've gone off the track of how to live healthy. But you can get ideas of how to adjust your patterns, how to live more healthy, and what's going to make you feel secure in doing that by seeing the sign that the moon's in. So I'm trying to get it so you don't remember the moon. You just begin to reconstruct it, or feel it, or get to sense it, or get to know it a bit better. But most people are living in their past habits, and because of their past habits, and not that many people really get to their sun in a conscious way, get to their purpose in life in a conscious way. We're coming out of a family, our past, our culture, our language, the school we came from, the things I know, the things I don't know, how I live day to day, what I do with my weekend. Like, we get patterns, but all these patterns are very, even though many people may drink, they still really differentiate how we live day to day and what we remember, and what really important things happen. So sometimes kids growing up, one of the parents dies early. Oh, that makes them feel, or their parents split up. They're going to feel really different than someone who had the parents always there and it wasn't a bad relationship. Wow. So the karma of how come you got your chart, that's a mystical thing. How come we got the chart? How come I got this? Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just there's a good and a bad way to work through it. And you have to always find better ways and good ways and improving ways, and hopefully start diminishing the negative worries or the bad habits so they don't build up too many bad memories to start interfering with your ability to live a healthy and conscious life now. So our memories. But when you think, okay, I have memories, but you think, how I reflect on something. Let me reflect on things a minute. You said that, oh, let me feel about what I feel about that. And you're reflecting on it. You're going into your memories to check out if what somebody says still feels okay for you. Now, they may say something right, and you feel it's insecure. You could feel and be absolutely sure they're wrong when they're probably right, and you might be wrong. So the moon has a very powerful influence. It's not measurable intellectually. You can see it, you can see the techniques, but to get the experiential sense of it, it also affects your dreams. So if you had difficult experience and you're having bad memories, what kind of dreams are you going to have? If you don't eat well, what kind of dreams are you going to have? If you don't feel secure, what kind of dreams are you going to have? You know, like the dreams you have are our subconscious processing and digesting of experience. So the soul's here in our bodies, we're gaining experience. The soul is gaining experience, and as the soul gains experience, as the soul gains the experience, it gains whether it's a good or bad experience. So every planet is gateways or windows through which experiences are gained for the soul. And we're living in the moment with this mad rush of what's every sensation that's happening in the moment, and it's being shoveled immediately. Everything we notice, everything we see, everything we hear is being shoveled immediately into our past. And a half a second later, it's already a memory. So that processing point of making memories and being in touch with the past, or blocking off memories, or not wanting to remember things, not trying to block off a memory, having a bad experience and blocking it off, it's like cutting one root off a tree. You have wisdom from it. It's not that you have to cut off your memories. Sometimes you have to break with the past, but the memories are still food for wisdom if you can learn to turn it into more positive, deeper things. So often people have had very difficult past experiences. As they go up and they just learn to survive and be here, they have a natural empathy or mother-like or moon-like caring to help other people who have difficulties. And by helping other people who have difficulties, they fix the need. They feel secure in themselves, they're helping someone else, and it helps them improve their daily habits, their memories, and their feelings. So if you haven't had a good night's sleep, you don't feel good, you haven't eaten properly, or you eat really bad things and you have addictions or whatever, these are going to affect each day you live and the experiences you have. So trying to get the most of your experience, trying to get the best quality experiences, wow, it takes time to live properly. You got to be prepared and work at it for a while till it's second nature. So if you play drumming and you start drumming, at first you're just trying to do it, trying to copy, trying to get it, and you don't feel that good. You're just trying to get things. After you've done it for 3 or 4 years, you get confident, you get secure that you can do certain things, and you have your feeling around this. So this is a good, sorry, I'm just checking something here. Okay, I can't see the questions right at the moment, so we're going to have to leave them to the end, but I'll get to them. Yeah, if you get questions as you go, and just make notes, just make little notes about them, and we can try and have some time at the end to talk about them and bring it up. But I got to follow with the flow while I'm going through this to bring this information through. So at first, we just got to focus on what the planet is. Before you can even measure the attitude or the sign affecting the moon, you got to understand the moon or get a sense of what the moon is. So my basic needs, my feelings, my sense of security, my sympathy links, how sympathetic or not sympathetic I am to people, our ability to remember things or recall things. So Alzheimer's, where old people can't remember things often, they haven't eaten properly or they've had nutritional deficiencies or other things have come up, and it starts affecting their ability to remember. They can still live in the moment, but they can't remember. So not remembering tends to can affect our functioning in a huge way because we don't remember how we did it before, so it's hard to know how to do it now. If you just lived in the moment, who cares what happened before now? It's just alive now. But boy, it's a big effort to live in the moment without holding on to some memories as better than others. Okay, or without having a place to sleep. So this moon puzzle, it's a madness. It's not, as soon as you measure it as one, they say it's one thing, there's 100 other things that spin up right away of what it could also be. That's just part of it. It includes all of this psyche, everything in the past, everything. But because it shows us our feelings and our security and our habits, you can easily sense when someone's living okay and not living okay, when someone needs a hug or doesn't need a hug. It's not a rational thing. So when somebody has a positive that has their moon, and regardless of what aspects are going on, you can work to make your moon positive. And as you get your habits and your moon positive, you can have a very incredible healing effect on the people you meet. A very nurturing, caring. If you're taken care of, you can take care of other people, you can help other people. This makes one feel one belongs to life, whereas living meaningfully. And that helps our sense of security. Now, let me just see if I forgot anything.